interpretation of the poem. First of all, we'll see some of the uh, some ideas, some concepts related to this particular poem, and later on we will go to the line by line interpretation, summary of the poem. Okay, so here it is an ode, so basically we can expect somebody is addressing someone. So the speaker, there is a speaker, is directly addresses the speaker directly addresses the urn, deemed it a pure partner of quietness itself, as well as the adopted child of silence and vast lengths of time. So here the poet is trying to communicate with the urn. The urn is a historian of rural scenes, which it depicts better than does the poetry of the speaker's era, or perhaps language more generally. Okay. The speaker wonders what stories are being told by the images on the urn, whether the figures it depicts are human beings or gods, and which part of Greece they are in. The speaker wonders about the specific identity of the male characters and the reluctant looking woman. Do the scenes show a chase and an attempt to escape? So here he is trying to identify different pictures that is depicted on this particular urn. So he is confused. The poet is confused, and he is asking some question to this urn. Do the scenes show a chase and an attempt to escape? Noting the musical instruments on the urn, the speaker questions if the scenes on display represent some kind of delirious rivalry. Now, the speaker praises music but claims that music that cannot be heard, like that on the urn, is even better. As such, the speaker implores the urn's pipes to keep playing, not for sensory reward but in tribute to silence. The speaker focuses on a young piper sitting under some trees, just as the piper can never stop playing his song. As he is frozen on the urn, so too the trees will never shed their leaves. Now the speaker then focuses on another scene that depicts two young lovers. Though they are nearly kissing, their lips can never meet. The speaker tells them not to be upset. However, though the kiss will never happen, the man and woman will always love one another, or the man will always love the woman, and the woman will always be beautiful. That is the second scene. Okay. Now, the speaker now addresses the images of the trees on the urn. There are different images on the urn. So, now we can see the poet is trying to understand, or is going to describe the images of trees on the urn, calling their boughs happy because they will never lose their leaves, and they will never have to say goodbye to spring, because it is already depicted it is something immortal. The speaker then returns to the piper, whom they perceive as happy and untiring. The piper will play new music for the rest of time. This fills the speaker with thoughts of happiness and love. The figures on the urn will always have happiness to look forward to, always be out of breath from the chase, and always be young. And the passions of the living human world are far removed from the figures on the urn. And these passions cause heartache, lovesick, fever, and thirst. Now, the poet is describing his own feelings about these pictures that are depicted on the urn. Now, the speaker turns their attention to another scene on the urn, which appears to depict a ceremonial progression. They notice the figure of a shadowy priest leading a cow, which is moving towards, it's moving towards the sky, and he is dressed with ceremonial silks and flowers. So the picture is depicted in that way only. That is, the cow is looking, or is kind of looking at the sky and moving. Okay. Now this image causes the speaker to wonder where those in the procession have come from, which town by the river, coast or mountain has fallen quiet because they have left on this religiously significant morning. The speaker directly addresses this unknown town, acknowledging that its streets are frozen forever in silence. There is no one left who can explain why the town is empty. Now the speaker takes a more zoomed out look at the urn, noting its shape and apparent attitude. They recap the urn's population of pictorial men and women and its depictions of nature. To the speaker, the urn seems to offer a temporary relief from the thought in the same way that eternity does. But this respite seems inhuman or false, leading the speaker to call the urn cold. Inspired by this statement, the speaker notes that when everyone in their generation has died, the urn will still be around because it is something that will not fade forever, it will be there forever. It will become an object of contemplation for people with different problems than the speaker's generation. To them, the urn will say that beauty and truth are one and the same. This fact is all that it is possible to know and all that anybody actually needs to know according to the speaker. Okay, now we will see that is there are three scenes depicted on the creation urn. At least the poet tries to explain it, okay, through the poem. That is a musician playing his pipe under a tree. And then the poet is unable to hear this unheard melodies because it's already depicted. It's a static one, so it's a permanent thing. So the poet cannot hear it, but at least the musician is in that is depicted as playing his pipe. That is the first one. And then a courageous lover attempting to kiss his beloved. Even though the beloved is reluctant, the courageous lover is attempting to kiss his beloved. So that is the second scene. And the third one is that an engraved scene of pagan sacrifice on the urn, that is the cow. A priest is seen leading a heifer, that is a cow, to a decorated altar, and a big crowd following the priest to attend the ritual. So because of that reason, the poet says that the small town or village or whatever it is these people belong to must be empty. The small town by the sea or river is eternally emptied because the people have gone to attend the sacrifice, to attend this ceremony. These roads are forever going to stay silent because the reason is simple. The people are going, it's going to be silent forever because it's already depicted. So there is no movement going on, it is very static. Okay, now an urn means a tall rounded vase with a stem and a base, especially one used for storing the ashes of a cremated person. ഒരു ക്രിമേറ്റഡ് പേഴ്സൻ്റെ ആഷസ് സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു വേസ് ആണ് ഏൺ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ആസ് യു ക്യാൻ സീ ദാറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, നൗ വി വിൽ സീ ദ ലൈൻ ബൈ ലൈൻ എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ. ഓടോണെ ഗ്രേഷ്യൻ ഏൺ. ജസ്റ്റ്